What's up, guys, and welcome back to One Life Cars. You join me today in the driver's seat of the Vauxhall Corsa C on a bit of a slant because it is jacked up right now. Don't try that at home, you shouldn't really get in the car and it's jacked up, but it's safe anyway. So I got a request the other day off a subscriber asking me to show you how to change and flush the brake fluid. So that's today's video. I'm going to show you guys how to change and flush the brake fluid on the Vauxhall Corsa C. Now, bit of a problem, I don't have any brake fluid, shock horror. So and what I'm going to do is I've got it all set up, I've got a wheel off on one side. I'm going to show you exactly what to do, the process to do it, talk you through it and do everything as if I would do if I was doing it properly. The only difference being that I won't actually have any new brake fluid, but this will completely talk you through all the steps needed to do it yourself. You will need a couple of people, someone to pump the brakes in between, and we're going to go around each wheel individually. Now you could get the whole car up off the ground and take all the wheels off and do everything together, but most of you are going to have one jack, etc. So it's a lot easier just to do a wheel at a time or a side at a time, wherever you want to do it. So anyway, next thing, you'll join me on the outside of the car and I will have it jacked up with a wheel off. So I don't know if there's no point me telling you again, I'll tell you now. You got to get the first wheel or side jacked up and get either one wheel or both wheel on that side off, however you're doing it. And then I'll join you again at the front and talk you out. Also, you want to open the bonnet because you're going to need to get to the brake fluid reservoir itself to top up the fluid as we're pumping it through. And like I said before, you'll need two people. You want someone that's going to come and sit in the car and pump the brakes while you're out there observing it. Right, but oh yeah, another thing, before we get on with today's video, I just want to say, for those of you who are not already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button if you like this sort of content, if you like this channel. Give it a subscribe and also give it a thumbs up if you like the video. That does help a lot. It gets the videos recommended so you guys find the video you need. Anyway, let's crack on with the video. Right guys, you join me at the front passenger wheel, which is the first one we're going to look at. One thing I've forgot to do is open the bonnet, so wait a second. Right, now we have got the bonnet open, so the first thing you want to do is locate the brake reservoir, which I think on these, if I remember correctly, is under there. Just double check before I pull it all off. It is, yeah, it's under this flap here, which if you pull up this rubber first, yeah, I think you can pull up this flap on its own. There you go. So it might be a bit harder on yours than that, but just pull this rubber trim up first and you should be able to, there's like a flat bit at the end, so that bit will still stay down like that. And you can just lift up this bit to get to the cap. Now take your reservoir cap off. Check, as you can see, it's quite full of that and quite murky and dirty. I do actually want to do this job for real, so I might film it again in the future, but say for now I've not got any brake fluid. Just want to help out the subscriber who's requested it because he's waited long enough. So what I do first is brim this with fluid, even though it's right to the top. Obviously try not to spill it everywhere, but brim it with your fresh fluid so it's as full as it can be for a start. Found a spanner, never leave your tools out. And I'm going to come down here, I've got the wheel off. The front passenger, or you can do on the front driver side, whichever side you want. I would recommend doing the front first. And you want, if you don't have a brake bleeding kit, you want some rubber pipe that'll fit over the bleed nipple easily. Now the bleed nipple, if you look at the caliper, is at the back of the caliper, just near where the fluid actually goes into it. And it'll be a little nipple like this, and it'll have a rubber cap on it. So pull the rubber cap off, and then before you put the pipe on, you want an 8mm spanner, preferably a ratchet ring spanner. These are so useful, these, but any 8mm spanner will do. You get that on, ready to undo, and see that's not left enough space to put the pipe on now. So you want to, I'm gonna have to use the thin end and not, I can't use my ratchet. It might be a bit rusty like this and a bit awkward to get on and off. So if you put your spanner on the end like that, you'll find that you can put your spanner on the nipple and put the pipe on the end as well. So you got the pipe in, make sure it fits nice and tight. If you want to, you can put a zip tie on the end. See how there's a little groove there, that's designed so you can sort of put a zip tie into there to hold it tight. Is a good idea. You don't want any air leaks or it defeats the objects of what we're doing. Next thing, you've got a clear jar or something like that, and you're going to half fill this or fill it 3/4 of the way with your new brake fluid. Oh, another little detail, it's a lot better if you use a clear pipe so you can see what's running through the pipe. You'll see why in a second. It makes it a lot easier. So you can stick your pipe into the fluid, make sure it's well in the fluid, and it's then connected at that end properly. Obviously I'm just mocking it up to show you, but make sure all this is on properly and airtight. And at this point now, when you know that that's in the fluid and no air can go back up the pipe, you can loosen your bleed nipple. So you're going to loosen that off. Make sure that's obviously topped up, like I said before. There's plenty of fluid in your reservoir up there. And now you're going to get someone to pump the brakes. And as they pump the brakes, you'll see all the old fluid and hopefully a bit of air to the knee bleeding coming down the pipe if it's a clear pipe, or you'll have to wait to see it start coming out the end. This is why it's so much easier with a clear pipe, because what you're looking for is for when the fluid goes from the old stuff, and as you've pumped it through enough, it'll change to the new stuff. As soon as new fluid starts coming out this end, there's no more air bubbles, you can get them to hold the brake pedal down, whoever's pumping it, and then tighten your bleed nipple back up. Make sure it's nice and tight, and then you can take your pipe back off like so, put your cap back on, and that's one wheel done. Now you're going to go over to the next side, to your other side wheel, and basically repeat this process. Connect up to the bleed nipple, get your helper to pump the brakes until they go tight and until the new fluid's coming through as well. Make sure there's no air left in it and tighten them up. And that's basically new fluid flushed right through from the reservoir to your front brakes at least, and you've bled them at the same time and got all the air out. And thing to bear in mind though while you're doing this is make sure that the fluid in the reservoir doesn't go below the minimum, so this doesn't start sucking air in. So what I would recommend is letting do a few pumps, tighten up the nipple and just jump up and have a look in there. You know, make sure it's not too low and top it up, and just keep it nice and full with fresh fluid so it never goes low while you're doing it. Work your way around the car. Now for the back brakes, I'm not sure if they have any sort of bleed nipple on the back. Yes they did. So on the back brakes, you see there that little rubber cap and the pipe next to it, that's the bleed nipple for the back. It's a bit fiddly to get to, but I'm sure you'll manage. Sorry about the bad quality there. So once you've done both fronts, repeat the process on the back, or you can do a side at a time. It doesn't matter that much what order you do it in. And like I say, you're not only flushing the system with brand new fluid, you're also bleeding them at the same time. So you should have some rock hard, ready to use brakes at the end of it. And that is how to bleed and flush fluid through, or bleed and flush the brake fluid system on your Vauxhall Corsa. Right guys, I hope you found this video useful. Another little note I didn't say in the main video is, say you started pumping the fluid through your first one, and you get to the point where whoever's inside pump the brake says the brake goes rock hard, but no new fluid has come through yet. So you want to just tighten up the little nipple on the brake caliper itself, put the cap back on the reservoir and just start the engine for a minute or two. Let it run through and then turn it off and start again, and you'll be able to pump it right through again. Hopefully you should get new fluid through pretty quick. Like I say, just keep repeating the process on all four wheels until you've got new fluid coming out on all four wheels, and be sure to make sure that pipe's airtight, guys. If the pipe's not airtight, as is your helper's pumping, it's going to suck air back in, and yeah, you might change all the fluid still, but you'll end up with dead spongy brakes full of air after it. So make sure everything you're doing is airtight on the pipe's fully in the fluid, and you can't go wrong really. Just keep pumping them through till all that fresh fluid come through. You'll notice a difference, but in case you're wondering about that, will actually be able to tell when it's new? Yes you will, because the old fluid will be that dirty compared to new. It'll stand out like a sore thumb. But anyway, that's about it for this video, and I hope you found it useful. I hope it specifically helps the subscriber who requested this. Sorry it took so long. Yeah, that's about it from me today. New to the channel, my name's Sam Clark. You're watching One Life Cars for another tutorial. If you'd like to request your own tutorial, let me know in the comments as always. If you're new, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's not hard, it's one click. Go on, hit it guys, you know you want to. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up button. Other than that, until next time, my name's Sam Clark, and I'll see you again soon. Peace.